This is the Fortean Slip British Invasion with your host, Chris York.
I am the Ye Now Deloshi. I just destroy humanity wherever I go.
And co-host, Richard Allen.
Have you ever seen that episode of The X-Files? Oh yes, you have. You ruined it for me.
Together they look at all things with a pinch of salt.
Making fun of like all the witnesses to Bigfoot, and the story is completely insane. There's no way it can possibly be true, but it is true.
By the way, I never listened to your show, but I listened to the show the other day. I kind of liked the story, so I said fuck it and threw it up there. I sent you the link to that. Did you check that out?
The symbolism is lost when they're turned into rainbow-spewing unicorns riding saucy bananas. Well, the ranch was more UFO-y stuff, and the Skinwalker legend is more people turning into animals.
And it's not like a medicine man. Like a medicine man's a good guy. He heals people, does dances, whatever the fuck they do. I don't fucking know. The goody two-shoes stuff, Richard.
Oh, right. So they don't help little old ladies cross the road.
Hello, and welcome to the Fortean Slip British Invasion. Episode, I always do this, 6. I had to look, because I didn't fucking know. This is the Breakfast Serial Killer episode, per Richard Allen. Howdy, Richard.
Howdy, Chris. How are you?
I'm just ducky.
How goes the whole destroying humanity thing?
Oh, just one person at a time, Richard. One person at a time.
That's all you can do.
I like to just spread death, destruction, darkness. There's like a big shadow that just follows me wherever I go. It's the shadow people, Richard.
It's actually called the York Cloud by scientists.
No. Because I did that orgone energy thing and I cloud busted it.
Oh, that's clever. That's very clever.
I tried to be clever, Richard. In every sense of the fucking word. Yeah, we wanted to do a show on serial killers. Richard had brought it up. I love serial killers. They're fascinating. I mean, I don't love serial killers. I don't want to meet one or anything, but I think their minds are just interesting. What was that?
Most serial killers target women, so you and me would actually be all right to meet one. Have a beer with one.
And I don't, somebody or some website or something, some study had been done, had posted something about the percentage chance that you will run into a serial killer in your life. And it was pretty interesting, the facts that they had for it. But I couldn't find it. I was trying to search for it before the show and I couldn't find it. But I'm sure that in all of my travels, I've come across somebody.
Oh, yeah. Almost guaranteed. I mean, maybe you won't know them, but you might bump into them in the street. They might even be sizing you up as a prospective victim.
Yeah, it could be. I don't fucking know. But like I said, the brain, the processes that go on with these people fascinate the shit out of me. And because I personally don't understand how somebody can go beyond that point. There's definitely a line for me there. If it came down to it and it was my life or something, or my kids were in danger or something like that because of someone, then I could definitely see crossing the line. But that line is there for me. I don't know if that's a moral thing. I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's a genetic thing. I don't know. But there is a fucking line that there's only certain instances that I would ever consider crossing it. But these people do it because it's pleasure for them.
Some of them do it for attention.
And nearly all serial killers start out like torturing little animals.
Yep.
Have bedwetting.
Yeah, they have pretty troubled childhoods.
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily mean that those people that have those things go on will become serial killers, but those are definitely the signs of someone who could be. And
Yeah, if that behaviour isn't checked and changed early on, then yeah.
yeah. So, like I said, the process just fascinates me. Absolutely fascinates me. And we had done a show on the other show, the Fortean Slip, on H.H. Holmes, who is considered America's first serial killer.
Yeah,
And,
the guy.
and I guess he was like featured, or there was like a character on American Horror Story that's based on him that I guess people are real. Well, I know people are really into that fucking show. I don't watch it. Everybody's been like, you need to watch this fucking show. I fucking...
How do you not watch it? I watch it. Everybody watch it.
It
is an awesome show.
See,
Get it in your life.
Listen, Richard, I only have so much time in a day.
You're always constantly messaging me saying, oh, watch Daredevil, watch this, watch that.
Yeah.
You've never watched American Horror Story.
No.
Sort your life out, Christopher York.
No.
Sort it out.
No, it's not going to fucking happen. Just because you want to be that way about it, I'm never watching American Horror Story. I will go to my grave without ever fucking watching that show.
It's funny because that's pretty much the only reason I don't watch Daredevil.
No, I have heard from many, many people that it's good. And I think it's one of those things where I'll just wait until the whole fucking thing's done. And when it's completely done, I'll go back and I'll watch it all. And that way I won't ever be sitting around. And I do know that they wrap everything up every season, I guess. It's all different. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, it's not like an overarching story or anything. Each season's different.
Right. So I could watch them individually if I wanted to. But I guess I just, whatever. But yeah, H.H. Holmes was this guy that created this massive fucking, they called it the castle. And it was fucking full of torture rooms. And he had a place in the basement where he could fucking take care of the bodies. And he friggin' had a furnace for cremation and shit. And
it was said.
What's that?
It was said to be built by blind constructors, so no one knew what it looked like.
Well, he fired tons of people that worked on that project, and he was constantly changing how the layout of the individual floors, the floor plan of the whole building, because he didn't want anybody to know. He wouldn't pay anybody either. Like, that was one thing that he did where he got away with so much, because he just did do everything on credit, and then he'd fucking just, I'm not paying you. You didn't do it right, or it was just absolutely insane. One of the things that he got in there, and I can't remember exactly what the item was, but he had it put in there, had the building built around it, then wouldn't pay for it. And then the company came and said they were going to take it, and he said, okay, you want to take it out of my building? Get it out and don't damage a single piece of my building, or I will sue you. And they just let it go. Like,
This guy was a legend.
He fucking screwed everybody over and killed, they assume, quite a few people. I can't remember what the running tally was, but what a fucking crazy dude. And then you get it up into, some of your other serial killers in modern times. I mean, the one that sticks out in my mind the most is Jeffrey Dahmer. I think because he came about when I was in my young adulthood, like late teens. And that was an interesting one because he was a cannibal as well as a serial killer.
He was fucking gone in the head. He was like most serial killers. Yeah, they're a little nuts, but even by serial killer standards, Jeffrey Dahmer was out there. I mean, he drove holes in people's heads and poured acid in to create zombies and all that.
Well, he wanted to create a submissive lover because he was gay, but he was ashamed of the fact that he was gay. So he didn't want to be vulnerable with another person. He didn't want to have that other person see him for who he was. So he basically wanted to make a zombie so that he could be gay and not have to deal with the other person. Like it was crazy what he was trying to do. And one of the craziest things about that whole story is that one guy actually escaped the fucking house, got out onto the street, found a cop, and Dahmer talked the fucking cop into letting the guy go back with him to the house, and then subsequently killed him.
The taped conversation of what the police officers say after that is on YouTube. They're very derogatory because he's gay. And they're like, oh, that faggot, yeah, let him have some fun. And then, of course, it turns out he's a serial killer.
Yeah, and that these type of people have silver fucking tongues, man. They are slick motherfuckers, and they meld well pretty much wherever they go. They know how to fucking blend in. They know how to pick their fucking targets, which is really interesting that they all do like the same type of shit, because it isn't like there's a serial killer academy. Like there's not a fucking Hogwarts for serial killers
that we know about. Maybe we just don't show the right aptitude, and if you do, you're picked up by people in this white van and say, so you want to kill people? We'll teach you how.
You might get caught.
The Freemasons of serial killers.
Remember your training.
A really shitty version of the League of Shadow.
Just yeah.
We shouldn't be laughing.
No, I fucking laugh all the time at shit, so I don't give a fuck. No, I don't see that happening. I don't see that as anything that's going on. Like I don't know. There could have been a serial killer who taught another serial killer. I don't fucking know. But what I do know is that I don't think, and I don't believe, or maybe I just don't want to believe, that there's a school where they fucking teach this shit. Because that would be pretty bad. But it's interesting that because of that, there isn't that.
Hell of a curriculum, though.
Oh, God, it would be great,
Can you imagine your SATs in that?
so fucking dickhead.
I'm sorry, it's just a bunch of school kids gathered around in a classroom. They're like, this is the right way to strangle someone to death. And as you can see, Tommy here, he did the wrong way. The victim is still alive. And now he's screaming for help. And guess what, Tommy? You're going to jail.
Yeah. You fail. And, like, if you fail out of that school, what happens?
Well, you get killed, obviously.
Exactly.
They always need victims to test on. Maybe that's their version of detention.
Oh, yeah. If you fail out, you become a victim.
Yep, that's how they roll. The Serial Killer Academy.
But no, it's really interesting that because there isn't this fucking fictional serial killer academy, that they all do the same shit.
That's the easiest thing to explain, though, because it's simple predatory behavior. I mean, how do all predators on planet that aren't human, all animal predators follow the same simple pattern: isolate the weak and target and kill. The serial killers are just human predators, so instinctively they're gonna target the weak and vulnerable.
Yeah, it's fucking interesting. Like I said, because to me anyway, I just can't see crossing that fucking line. I used to have discussions with an old friend of mine all the time about this, just like how fascinating it was, because we could not understand how that line could be crossed. All all kinds of different times, like that they do it multiple fucking times and get better at it.
Well, yeah, they do. They get to the point where they can just like do it in a few seconds. I mean, get a trophy or whatever.
Well, no, that's actually true though, that they almost all take something from their victims. They all keep something. Like some of them keep pictures, some of them keep parts of the body, some of them go back to the area. They keep something to remember it by. And I think for a lot of them, it's a sexual release. For a good portion of serial killers, it's a form of sexual release.
So we get on to my favourite serial killer when you bring up sex, which is Ted Bundy. He used to rape his corpses while they were still alive and after they were dead.
Yeah, that dude, the fact that he walked into a sorority house with he put a fake cast on, and then just, did he kill like the whole house?
Killed the entire sorority house.
Yeah, it just
8 or 9 girls.
Wow. Like that guy.
That just brings me back to Predator and Prey, because if you've ever seen a fox in a hen house, or my ferrets around like rabbits or a big colony of animals, they will kill everything. And not even because they're hungry, just because they can.
Yeah, they just go fucking nuts. I think wolves do the same thing. They'll just kill to kill. Which is one reason why I'm not really all that much in favor of the reintroduction of wolves.
All predators kill if they can kill.
Yeah, well.
The humans say, oh, we're worse than other animals are, but we're exactly the same. And I think that's what annoys us the most.
Well, I just think that there's a big push to put these animals back, where they quote-unquote belong. And at the same time, I don't think that there's a lot of education going on for people as far as how to act in their habitat. Because you have people who are going out who love nature and stuff, going hiking, going just out into the wilderness, and a lot of people are ignorant, Richard.
Well, yeah.
But they just decide, oh yeah, we're going to put these things back there, but where's the education going in so that these people know how to act and how to proceed when in these situations?
Are you saying that you're against the reintroduction of wolves because it will hurt the stupid and ignorant population?
No.
Because to me, it's just simple Darwinism,
No, because by statistics, it will also kill people who aren't stupid. So for me,
dumb motherfucker you gotta be to get killed by wolves.
Well, I don't know.
Wolves are smart. They're not stupid. Most animals have a healthy fear of humans.
Yeah, well, it could happen. Right?
I mean,
you will concede that it could happen.
Of course, it could happen.
There you
People
go.
do get killed by wolves.
There you go. Ta-da. My point is proven.
Right, just like that. Oh, right, because I could... Oh, you know what? Okay, serial killers. So what about the Zodiac Killer? What do you think about it?
Wow. You just did what I was just about to do.
Well, we had just gotten massively off topic.
Well,
unless we were going to bring up the Zodiac Killer.
No, I wasn't going to bring up the Zodiac Killer. I was just going to get us back on topic because we started talking about predators. The Zodiac Killer is a fucking pretty fascinating case because he was never caught. He had dialogue with the police, basically, in the form of these, what were they, like crypto quips? Like it was a fucking code. And then there was a journalist involved. I fucking seen the movie. I've read the fucking stuff. I've seen like documentaries about it. but I don't remember all the exact details. But
the original Zodiac killer killed 3 or 4 couples, and then, some people shot couples, and then sent letters to the police with information only the killer would know. But then they reckon there was a copycat killer who started killing people, and the Zodiac killer took credit for him because he was sending them the same letters in, but there wasn't the same information that only the killer would know.
Right. I think that's another interesting case because didn't they have like a big breaking news type thing that they thought that they knew who he was?
Arthur Lee, yeah.
Yeah, and that
they took his DNA after he died because he would never give up his DNA. And they were convinced it was him. And after he died, they were able to test his DNA, and it turned out it wasn't him.
Right. And then you've got the BTK killer.
That
guy. I mean, bind, torture, kill. I think it was. Yeah. I don't remember his name, but I remember that he was just this fucking family man. Just fucking, nobody had any fucking clue. And that's the other thing about these guys, that nobody has any fucking clue. And yes, there are female serial killers. There's Eileen Wuornos is one of them. She's probably the most famous serial killer.
She was pretty good at it.
And she was, what was she? She was killing Johns, right?
Yeah, she was a prostitute. She'd take them out to the middle of nowhere and shoot them.
Yeah.
And she shot a cop by accident.
I can't remember if I watched a documentary or a movie about it.
It
was a documentary, and her story is, and I think a lot of these stories of these people are really sad. Just to me, I mean, anyway, to me, it's a sad fucking story. These people are abused. They grow up in tortured homes. They have this darkness over them, and this is how they need to express themselves, I guess. And it's pretty sad. And, he isn't a serial killer, but he's what a lot of serial killers are based on. Ed Gein. And you had told me before the show that you'd never heard of Ed Gein.
Never heard of him.
And he was like digging up corpses and making fucking shit up, and like he just was a fucking mess. When they found him, he had like a woman strung up in the barn like a deer, like all dressed out.
He was more of a grave robber. I mean, he only killed 2 people.
Right. But he's another one.
He was very mentally.
Yeah, he was fucking just really disturbed. And like I said, they are very sad stories. In a lot of ways, when you see these stories of these serial killers, you almost feel bad for them.
Well, you would feel bad for them if they hadn't, just fucking butchered them. And if they'd killed people that, like, were dicks or something, you can almost sympathise. But they always target these vulnerable, like, female students, mostly, is what most serial killers... or prostitutes.
So you don't think there's a Dexter out there?
That was an awesome show. I love that show. But
it was a good show.
But
you don't think there's many of those out there, is what you're saying?
Yeah, sure. There are people that think they're killing people that need killing. The son of Sam thought he was doing the bidding of devil or something.
Right? Wasn't like the neighbor's dog talking to him?
Yeah, but they never could get the dog to testify, so obviously he was hiding.
That didn't work out. It doesn't work out for
unless he was sick.
Doesn't work out for Wilfred on that fucking show either. I don't think.
Unless Unless the dog was sitting at the back in shades in the court case saying that motherfucker's diming on me.
No, I think it's kind of morbid and everything that people have this fascination. Like, I don't go deep. Like, I'm not like the lead singer of Korn there, where I have a fucking serial killer collection. But if I do see a documentary that seems interesting on serial killers, I'll check it out. If there's a movie that's made about someone, if it looks good, I'll check it out, because I have that fascination with that whole perception and that, how can you get there? And not that I want to. Like, I don't want to fucking be like, how do I fucking go over the line? Teach me the ways of the Force, Obi-Wan.
We're right back there at that serial killer school.
Yeah.
Like, as the X-Men. Like, the Professor X just rolled up on his wheelchair and it's like, so, we can teach you how to hone your powers.
Pick out your prey with ease. Be dialing people.
I don't know why they don't do that. Manson should do that. 10-step program to easy serial killing. You'd write a book.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything on his own. He had other people kill for him.
I don't rate him as a serial killer.
Yeah.
A lot of fuss is made about him, but in the end he didn't pull the trigger himself, so...
Yeah. Charlie don't...
Anyone can get...
Charlie don't surf because Charlie's in jail. That's what I say. And on that note, Richard.
This.
I fucking tried to play the intro again. Look at me.
It's just been a wall-to-wall cock-up tonight.
It's a fucking clusterfuck. We just got sidetracked on predators and fucking serial killer school.
That was so funny. Such a funny concept.
It's a completely hilarious concept. And sick at the same fucking time.
No, we didn't talk about Jack the Ripper either.
No, we didn't. And we should have.
We should have.
Do you want me to stop the music?
Stop the music.
This has been the Fortean Slip British Invasion, Episode 6. The Breakfast Serial Killer episode. If you like this shit, hit the thumbs up button. If you don't, hit the little thumbs down button. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Share this shit around. Check out Dred Funn at dredfunn.com and youtube.com/Dred Funn. Check out Matt Knapp at bigfootcrossroads.com, and he's also got that Bigfoot Outlaw Radio. And if you have the inclination, you can look for a guy named Steve Alcorn. See ya!